JBN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we go into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Transport operators agree to hold off on 16% fare increase. Transport operators have reportedly agreed to delay implementation of the 16% fare increase, which was set to take effect on April 1. Minister of Finance under the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Darrell Vaz, and other officials met with members of the Transport Operators Steering Committee and other transport sector leaders on Thursday to discuss the impending increase. In asking the sector for a deferral of the expected 16% rate increase, Minister Clark acknowledged that the government recognized the hardships faced by the sector and what a fare increase would mean for their operations, but cited the need to maintain inflation in single digits in order to keep the economy on course, noting that the transportation sector has one of the largest impacts on inflation. Amid a release from the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport said, it continued, Minister Vaz commended the operators for their understanding and their acceptance of the deferral and gave his commitment to continue to work collaboratively with them to identify and agree other incentives. In so doing, he mandated the Transport Operators Steering Committee to meet and design a comprehensive transportation incentive framework that would take into account measures that would have less adverse impacts on inflation. Vaz also reportedly assured the sector that the following concerns would be addressed in this financial year: the replenishing of rolling stock through an adjustment to the motor vehicle import policy, implementation of the driver training program, and upgrading of transport centers across the island. Wanted man held in Kingston. A man was wanted by the police in the St. Andrew South Division has been captured. He has been identified as Ronald Smith, otherwise called Skull or Pop Skull. Smith was wanted for wounding with intent. Lawmen attached to the Central Police Operations Support Team under the St. Andrew South Division apprehended Smith at the intersection of Law Street and the Georges Lane on Thursday. Smith was featured multiple times on JCF's Wanted Wednesdays. St. Catherine man charged for illegal gun and ammo. 21-year-old fisherman DeJohn Pitt of Johnson Hill, Hellshire in St. Catherine, has been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and possession of ammunition, following the seizure of a gun and several rounds of ammunition at Half Moon Bay, Portmore, St. Catherine on Monday, March 25. Reports from the Portmore police are that at about 9:10 p.m., a police team was on patrol in the area when Pitt was observed acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. He was approached and searched, and a 9mm semi-automatic pistol with an empty magazine attached, as well as a blue box containing 50 9mm cartridges, were found in a black one-strap bag he had in his hand. Pitt was immediately taken into custody and is subsequently charged. A court date is being finalized. Indicom probing 4 police fatal shootings in 3 days. Investigative teams from the Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, are probing the circumstances which resulted in the fatal shooting of 4 people by the police in separate incidents from March 26 to 28. The incidents, which claimed the lives of a woman and 3 men, occurred in Kingston, St. Thomas, Manchester, and St. Catherine. The latest incidents increased the number of fatal shootings by the security forces for the month of March to 12 and to 34 year to date. The latest incident occurred on Thursday morning in Guyshill, St. Catherine, where an unidentified man, who allegedly engaged the police in a shootout, was fatally shot and a stolen motor vehicle reportedly recovered. Indicom says the details surrounding that shooting have not yet been collected. In the second incident, 34-year-old Teresha Mirage was shot while she was a passenger in a vehicle on Lexington Avenue in Kingston on March 26. The shooting of Mirage reportedly took place during a confrontation between an off-duty lawman and an alleged robber. Lenford Barrett of Artis in Yallas, St. Thomas, was shot on Wednesday during an operation at a house along Bassett Lane when he allegedly threatened the lawman with a knife. In another incident Wednesday, 24-year-old Kemar Clark was killed on the compound of the Winston Jones High School in Manchester after the police say drove his car towards the lawman who fired a shot towards the vehicle. Clark was hit and later pronounced dead at hospital. Indicom is appealing to anyone who witnessed any of the 4 fatal shooting incidents to contact the Office of the Commissioner at 876-968-1932. Drug dealer allegedly went bad, 2 killed in Clarendon. The lifeless bodies of the two men that were discovered in bushes in a community racecourse, Clarendon, have been identified. They are Tevin Oldfield, a 28-year-old laborer of a Give-Me-Bit address, and the 24-year-old Brandon Thompson of Acefield Racecourse in the parish. The men were reportedly shot and killed by armed men on Wednesday, March 27, about 3:45 p.m. at Common Top Erin Banks District, Clarendon. Police said residents reportedly hearing loud explosions in the vicinity and summoned the law enforcers. Upon their arrival, the area was searched, and the bodies of two males were found in bushes over 800 meters apart with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. The first body was found lying face down in a ditch with wounds to his upper body. It was clad in brown jeans pants and a grey shirt with a black knapsack on his back containing vegetable matter resembling ganja, weighing approximately 1 pound. The bag also had personal items, including deodorant and a spray. There was another knapsack, not far from body number 2, which also contained vegetable matter resembling ganja. The second body was found lying on his back, clad in black merino, brown shorts, and barefooted, with gunshot wounds to the head, back, and the left hand. An investigation into this latest of a murder has since been launched. However, the police have theorized that the murder stemmed from a failed drug deal involving an attempt to pass off flour as cocaine. The police said the community of Banks is one of the areas of concern in the southern section of the parish, as several persons of interest and violence producers reside in or being harbored in the space. 15 people were murdered in Clarendon up to March 23. Court orders release of businessman accused of posting partners' intimate photos online. A businessman accused of circulating intimate photos of his partner online was released from police custody after cops failed to charge him within 48 hours. Attorney Matthew Sims made a successful application for his release in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Wednesday. Senior Parish Court Judge Desiree Lane was told that the suspect was taken into custody on Sunday and remained in custody for more than 48 hours. Sims told the court that Section 5 of the Bail Act stipulates that his client should be charged or released as the offense doesn't fall under the first schedule of the Act. He submitted that his client was suffering emotionally and financially in custody while the police failed to act decisively. The judge ordered the businessman's release following consultation with the clerk of courts. The court was told that the businessman had circulated intimate photographs of his partner online. A report was made to the police in St. Catherine and was arrested on suspicion of malicious communication, which is a breach of the Cybercrimes Act. Police urged vigilance following fatal stabbing of vendor in a Negril Transport Center. Following the gruesome murder of 51-year-old vendor Sandra Hasey at the Negril Transportation Center, the Westmoreland Police are appealing to business owners to be more vigilant when operating in this space. Police have confirmed that Hasey, who is said to have sold fruits and clothing in the bus park, was robbed and stabbed in the neck on Thursday morning. She later succumbed to her injuries. We want to implore business operators to be vigilant when operating in the area, DSP Sean J. Mitchell cautioned.
Shortly after 6 a.m. this morning, the police received a report of an incident at the Negril Transportation Center. On arrival, the police observed a female suffering from stab wounds. The police immediately summoned the Negril paramedics, who responded and assisted. However, the paramedics were unable to save the life of this person. The investigations have so far revealed that the person who has been identified as Sandra Hasey, who is 51 years old of Burnt Savannah in Westmoreland, was fatally stabbed. She was reportedly robbed during an attack at the back of the transportation center and her bag stolen. The police have so far been able to process the scene and look at several different angles. We're following several leads at this time, and we believe that with the help of citizens, we'll be able to crack this case. We're advising citizens or anybody who may have information about this incident to contact the police at 311 or the nearest police station.
According to reports, Hasey has been selling in the transport center for many years and was much loved. St. Andrew South Police lists several wanted men and persons of interest. The St. Andrew South Police have released its list of most wanted persons and the names of persons being sought for questioning in connection with serious crimes. Among those listed as wanted is Jesse McLaren, who is roughly 19 years old, from Olympic Way. The police say frequents the Red area and is wanted for shooting and wounding with intent. 6 men from the Waterhouse community, including 43-year-old Andrew Powell, otherwise called Killer or Bounty, from Laggy Road, Kingston 11, and 24-year-old Rashid Thomas, also known as Kobe, from Trinidad Road, Kingston 11, are also wanted for murder. Powell frequents Barbados and Trinidad roads, while Thomas frequents Capture and Waterhouse. Added to that are O'Shane Cephas, also called IT, 21-year-old Dwight Glasses Miller, both from South Anderson Crescent, Kingston 13, as well as a man known only as Heat, Teddy Boy or Herbal. They are also wanted for shooting and frequent the top low-rise Paintland area. They are also wanted for shooting and frequent the top low-rise Paintland area. A person who goes by the name Oliver and frequents Bottom Delacree Lane is also listed. Also wanted for murder is 31-year-old Antonelle Reynolds, also known as Sonson, from Marlborough Avenue, New Haven, and the 34-year-old Eddie Francis from Boat Island. Listed among the persons of interest is Blacks of Hunts Lane Bay in Olympic Gardens, as well as Toby Boy of Pine Road in the community. They are being sought for a shooting incident on Pine Road on March 20. In similar company from Cockburn Pen are 35-year-old Omar Headley or Popeye, 31-year-old Lafayette McKee, otherwise called Pangy, and Patman of Maho Drive, and a man called Vasquez of a French Crescent address who frequents Red Hills. The three are being sought for murder. 30-year-old Nicola Marvin Reed, also known as Yankee or Nick, of Barton Road, Greater Portmore, St. Catherine, Salem Avenue, Cherry Gardens, and Mudford Road, Kingston 11, is also being sought for murder and shooting. He frequents 77 Lane, St. Andrew. Being sought in connection with murder from Raphael Avenue and Ramsey Road in Whitfield Town are 39-year-old Marcel Slew, otherwise known as Zella, 40-year-old Christopher Henlen, known as Reverend or Rev, who both frequent Maxfield Avenue, as well as Kevin Harvey, also known as Brains. Also listed as persons of interest or murder are 24-year-old Aaron Leslie, otherwise called Gun School or Bossy, of Delacree Lane, Karen Mills or Duffy Boy, who frequents Queensborough Drive, New Haven, and Derek Johnson, otherwise called Bush, who frequents 7th Street, Greenwich Town. Motorcyclist rejects mediation in assault case, says his life was threatened twice. A motorcyclist who accused a man of attempting to hit him off his motorcycle before allegedly threatening him with a gun rejected mediation when he appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. The accused, 41-year-old Dwayne Duncan, has been charged with assault of common law, using a firearm to commit a felony, and unauthorized possession of a firearm. When presiding Judge Carlo Mesa asked the complainant if he would consider going through mediation to have the matter resolved, the man rejected the offer, stating, "No, Your Honor, my life get threatened not once, but twice." The alleged threat reportedly occurred on Wednesday, July 12, 2023, about 12:55 p.m., when the complainant was traveling on his motorcycle in New Kingston. Reports are that upon reaching the intersection of St. Lucia Avenue and the Sydney Road, a Toyota RAV4, allegedly being driven by Duncan, almost hit the complainant from his motorcycle. According to reports, this led to an argument, during which the driver of the RAV4 allegedly pointed a gun at the complainant and then drove off. The case was postponed until June 20. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.